Nearly 100 Minnesota mayors across the state, across the metro, the Brainerd Lakes area, and up to the Canadian border, all getting together, sending a strong message to the governor and lawmakers.
98 Minnesota mayors signed this letter Monday, addressed to Governor Tim Walz and the entire legislature, concerned about the fiscal direction of the state.
Trickle-down effect right out of the Capitol, and people are complaining that they're getting taxed right out of Minnesota.
Well, we're back in Minnesota to see what's going on, and something big just happened in Minnesota. 98 mayors. Not the Twitter trolls, not 98 activists or anything like that, not 98 cable news talking heads. 98 mayors across Minnesota just signed a letter condemning Governor Tim Walz.
100 Minnesota mayors say they're deeply concerned and frustrated by the alleged fraud and unchecked spending from state officials. They say the state's $18 billion surplus has disappeared, projecting now a $3 billion deficit in 2028.
There is general panic with these mayors when almost 100 mayors, Democrats, Republicans, big cities, small towns, say, hey, Governor, you're screwing this up. That's a fire alarm. So in this video today, we're going to talk about why this letter matters and why they're really angry about this situation and why this is a political nightmare for Governor Walz. Let's get into it. So let's set the table. Mayors are the people closest to real life problems, especially in these smaller areas. They deal with crime, housing, homelessness, budget gaps, police shortages, overdoses, emergency calls at 3 a.m. They don't live in press conferences. They live in spreadsheets and police reports. And all of these mayors say that Governor Walz has been ignoring local leaders, making big promises without any funding, shifting blame downward, and leaving cities holding the bag.
That will impact city budgets.
When we were chatting in our group of mayors, if you will, about this issue, we did have some question the need to do this, and some were kind of gloating, if you will, that this particular mandate is only going to increase our budget 1.7%.
Mayor George says that's money cities now need to come up with.
Only 1.7% is 1.7% that your taxpayers didn't have to pay for previously.
When you talk about in the letter about property taxes going up this year and wondering if your communities can handle another year of having to boost up their property taxes, is that what is really driving this letter?
It's a trickle-down effect right out of the Capitol.
In plain English, the state tells cities what to do, but doesn't give them the money to do it. I wonder where all the money went to. See, these mayors are finally taking a step to show some real accountability. They're not there trying to cry and pretend to be emotional to grovel for votes.
You are in my Senate district or not, I am here to tell you how much we are in support of every one of you. And with my colleagues, we are heartbroken by the horrible actions of our government. And we want you to know that at the state level, we will do all that we can to support you, whether you live in our district or not.
Hold on a second. So there's potential multi-billion dollars going to be taken away from the taxpayers. Every single taxpayer in the state of Minnesota potentially has been robbed. And she's crying about the government. The federal government is a problem. Did the federal government allow these people to scam and take money from people who need autism treatment? She's not getting emotional for the kids who need help in the state, the people who need that assistance, the money that was stolen to be used to buy cars and cribs outside of the country, living a lavish lifestyle off the backs of the taxpayer. She is being emotional due to the rhetoric coming from Trump. At this point, she should be more concerned about the billions of dollars potentially being stolen from the taxpayer.
We are here. We bring greetings from all of our Senate DFL colleagues, including my House partner, Patty Acom, who wishes she could be here, but she's not. So please reach out to us. Whether you live in our district or not, if you have friends, relatives, anyone who needs our help, we are 100% committed to helping you. You are welcome here. You belong here. And we are here for you. I apologize. I have to leave for another commitment, but we are here. Senator Swedzinski, Alex Falconer, and I will do, and the mayor, we will do all that we can to support you, protect you, and help you as needed.
So as she has the crocodile tears, you see that she's not really crying. She's more concerned about the rhetoric than the actual theft of billions of dollars. What she should have said was, you know what? If you did nothing wrong, there's nothing to worry about. If you're here legally, there's nothing to worry about. But the problem is, guys, a lot of taxpayer money was taken, and we're in a lot of trouble. If you did nothing wrong, there's nothing to worry about. But understand this, that this scam needs to stop, and the people who are responsible will go to jail. Other than that, be safe. Don't worry about it if you did nothing wrong, but if you did something wrong, there will be consequences. That's all she needs to do. Instead of this performance, crying because they need votes, and this is why people don't take politicians seriously. They don't care about you. They don't really care about you. They care about the people that will vote them in for whatever position they're looking for. Let's talk about the letter itself. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't dramatic. It was very calm. The mayors are saying, we are overwhelmed, we are underfunded, and we're being blamed for failures that we did not create.
They write this: our state owes it to our citizens to practice responsible fiscal management and to stop taxing our families, seniors, and businesses out of Minnesota. We urge the legislature to course correct and to remember that every dollar you manage belongs not to the capital, but to the people of Minnesota.
Governor Walz keeps announcing big plans, and when they fail, we take the heat. They're upset about the public safety funding gaps, underfunded mandates, rising costs with no support, and state leadership that talks at cities not with them. That's a polite way of saying stop using us as a shield. But Walz keeps saying that the state is doing great despite the fact that billions of dollars are gone. He's talking about there's record surpluses, there's a strong economy, there's historic investments.
We reached out to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's office for a reaction to this letter that came out today. A spokesperson wrote in part that the governor is focused on lowering property taxes and will continue to work on other ways to lower costs for Minnesotans. Walz's office also sharing that some of that surplus did go to local police and fire departments.
So the mayors are asking a very simple question. If all this money exists, why aren't the cities seeing the money? You can't say everything is fine with nearly 100 mayors saying nothing feels fine here on the ground. Both things can't be true. Public safety is the quiet crisis in Minnesota. Mayors are dealing with multiple issues. Police departments understaffed, slow response times, officers quitting, leaving, burnout, rising violence in their communities. And the mayors are saying that the state's approach is ideological, is top down, and is detached from reality. They're looking for boots on the ground, more funding, and flexibility. Instead, they're getting task forces, committees, press conferences. That doesn't answer a 911 call. When crime rises, Walz will point at the mayors. So the mayors are just pointing back. The letter is them saying enough. Stop blaming us for policies that you designed. This letter destroys the narrative that Walz wants to be seen as. He wants to be seen as this competent manager, this unifier, this calm adult in the room. But when 98 mayors saying that you're failing, that's devastating because most of these small-time mayors are usually quiet. They don't want to beef with the governor. The governor is the most powerful person in the state. They need funding. But when this many speak up, that means they're tired of being ignored and they feel cornered and they're fed up. Once mayors stop trusting the governor, every future crisis gets harder and more difficult to handle because now when Walz speaks, people will just ask, are cities actually on board or they're just being dragged along? That question doesn't go away. The mayors are done being quiet, they're done taking the blame, and they want real leadership, not just talking points. Walz is in more trouble as he is trying to be reelected next year, and I would say in my guess, my estimation, he will not be reelected to be governor. He is making too many mistakes. He is destroying this state of Minnesota because when 98 mayors break ranks, that's not noise, that's a warning shot. And if the governor doesn't change course, this won't be the last letter. This will be a beginning of an open revolt. So let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.